Hi y'all, this is Dr. Sue. I just wanted to take a few moments to talk about my thoughts with regard to the tragic event that happened over the weekend where we lost 10 lives of our community members in Buffalo. And as I was, learning more about it and looking at the person who actually did these crimes, I couldn't believe how old he was. And then second of all, I just couldn't believe that he was able to carry this out and that he was able to totally plan what he was going to do for Lord knows how long. It sounds like he planned this for months beforehand. And you start with anger, and then you start with very extreme sadness, knowing what these people had gone through before they passed on. And I was just in the grocery store today at Tops in Lewiston, and it occurred to me, when you're shopping, you're not thinking you're not forward thinking. You're thinking about what you need. You're there on a mission. You're there to get things that you need for your family. Rarely am I looking around at what's going on around me. I'm focused on the products, and so I can't even imagine what it felt like to be thrust into such a terrible event that occurred on that day in Tops. My thoughts keep going back to how this 18-year-old got to progress into this person that he is. How he turned into this person that felt that he was so much better than people of a different color, and how he could carry something out like this is, I just keep going back to feeling that how could this 18-year-old, and I know 18 is an adult, but it's not really. He's not, in my eyes, he is not an adult. He is somebody that made some very bad choices because of some concept of race inequality that it is so severe in his case that he was able to do what he did. So as a pediatrician, I am really, one of my main interests is making sure I talk to children and their parents and adolescents and young adults as to how they are feeling. I'll give out depression scales for kids 12 and up. I'll have them fill them out on their own, and then I'll go in there and talk to them. As long as the family is in agreement that's okay for me to do, I will talk to them. I can't tell you how many of those depression scales come back showing me that there's a moderate to high risk of depression in this teenager, adolescent, young adult that's in front of me. So I'll talk to the families just basically about what I would recommend, and with the patient as well. And counseling is one of the main things, being fully assessed by somebody in psychology or psychiatry who can truly diagnose them and offer them possibly some management tools that they can use to better the situation with whatever is causing it. And in the majority of the times, I can't feel confident when they walk out the door that this is going to go the way I want it to. Once they leave my office, I can still check in on them and still make sure that they know what resources to go to and to look into. But I can't be home with them. I can't go home and take a look at what their dynamics are. And for this kid, I'm going to call him a kid because in my eyes he is, the dynamics of his family is what I keep wondering. Was it ever asked of him how he felt about other people, and not just other races, but other people? Were there clues that maybe would have been able to help the parents or the friends or friends' parents or something that could have changed the outcome for this? So where I am with this, I want to encourage all of us to take care of what's in front of us. Our children are capable of so many amazing things and so many terrible things as well, as this 18-year-old proved to us all. One person was able to create so much devastation. We need to make sure we have open communication with our children from a young age, as comfortable as we can, to talk about these hard things that it's possible we may not have needed to talk about or just didn't talk about them in the past. But now we're also connected by social media, by technology in general, and making sure that children know, young adults know, that what they feel and think matters, and that we are truly interested in what they have to say and what their feelings are. Could this have changed with just one person taking an interest in how this 18-year-old felt? We will never know that. I know he has a history of threatening violence in the past at his high school. So this is not something new that people were aware of a year ago. I don't know what happened from then and now, but we have a responsibility to talk to our kids, discuss with them the things that are important to us and the world, and the things that are important to allow them to be good people in this world, and to understand that the world is a family. The world is a family of people trying to do good and trying to raise their children and trying to make this world a better place for the youth of our community and our future. And to remember that what they see and do in this world and on social media and all of that, we will never know unless we ask. And I'm not asking you to feel like you have to snoop around. If you feel like you want to, then that's okay too. Because there's nothing wrong with wanting to know what your children are doing, and there's different ways to do that. But in all honesty, to know that they're trusted and that they matter, and that we want them to be able to make this world better than it is now, is something that I want to make sure that I bring up. Because when I talk to children, and I've talked to many of your children in the office, and try to let them know that it matters what they feel and think, and when they are sad or angry or have big feelings, that talking about them is one of the best things they can do, and that everybody has episodes of anxiety and anger and sadness, but when it becomes something that takes over your life so you can't function as the child or adolescent or young adult that you were meant to be, then that's when we want to make sure that we're able to reach out and help. We need to take care of our own corners of the world. We need to make sure that we talk to our kids, talk to them. And if you have already, that's great. And be sure those discussions involve harder conversations that may be uncomfortable. But just know that you are not alone, and there are groups and other parents and friends that can help you through. Pediatricians, I'm always there for our families if they have to want to talk about how to talk to their kids. It's not always intuitive how to talk to our kids, because as adults, we don't always understand how to communicate with them. But using kindness and consideration, interest and empathy, we can really make a difference with our kids. Thank you.